and I am going to discuss rock climbing with you guys today. Before we begin, I do need to impress upon you the importance of safety with this sport. This sport can be very, very dangerous. So, when you are rock climbing, it is absolutely essential that you have vetted your equipment, you have hashed out a plan, that you know what you're doing, and above all, have put safety as your priority. Now, that being said, a liability disclaimer is coming. If you decide that you're going to run outside and you're going to try anything from this presentation, Godspeed. Not taking responsibility for it. So, on to rock climbing. For the time frame that we have here in this speech, it is too ambiguous and it is too broad for me to do much justice. So I'm going to boil it down to sport climbing, which I'm going to introduce to you guys two forms: top roping and lead climbing. Before we get there, I'm actually going to start out with some vocabulary. So some of the words that you're going to hear when you're in rock climbing: route. It means a path or a course that a climber is going to take. Next one you're going to hear is vault, which refers to a permanent fixed piece of metal into the vertical surface that you're going to ascend. Typically these should be secure, not always. Again, safety, know what you're doing. Clipping and clipping in refers to attaching a rope that's attached to you to what is called a quick draw. This is going to help anchor you to that vertical surface. Protection, as far as the definition for what we're discussing is going to go, it's going to be any pieces of hardware that you're going to encounter on a route or on your site. Okay, so vocabulary, awesome. Let's talk equipment. Your shoes, absolutely critically important. These are like ballet shoes. They're going to be tight and they're going to be very thin. The reason being, it allows you to articulate your feet and feel the surface that you are climbing on. Incredibly important. Next piece of equipment is the harness. That's what you see here. This harness has what are called double back buckles on it. Very critically important for safety. You will use this harness if you are using a rope. Not all forms include rope or harness, but for what we're going to talk about, absolutely need it. Rope. Your ropes are incredibly important. Make sure you have the right length, the right weight, and a good rope. Something that's fraying is not going to help you. Belay device. That is this here device. This device is another safety component. This is what your belayer will be using to assist you and to catch you, which I'll get to in a minute. Chalk, which is kind of fun, is kind of more like your shoes. This is to help articulate and to feel the surface that you're climbing on for your hands. Wicks away moisture, helps increase surface friction. So we've got our vocabulary, we've got our equipment. Now let's get down to what sport climbing really is. There are two forms in it. So you have what is called top roping and what you have is called lead climbing. Top roping, you're going to form an A between you and your belayer and the top point wherever you're going, your anchor. As you ascend, your belayer is going to take the slack that you're generating from the rope. Very basic, very safe. If you happen to fall, your belayer will catch you using the tension of that rope. Lead climbing, totally different. Lead climbing, you start with the rope coiled around your feet. You are going to start ascending the wall. And when you get there, you're climbing, your rope is going to be attached to you. You get to your first bolt, you will take a quick draw, clip it to the bolt, clip it to your rope, and then have your new anchor point. This, as you continue to go up in the ascension, you will continue to do this clipping mechanism, setting a new anchor point higher as you go. Absolutely incredibly important when you're doing this clipping technique. In lead climbing, you need to use the rope closest to the knot for when you clip in. Once the rope is clipped, you can ascend on upward. You get to the top, you go, yay, I win! And you get down. You gotta go try the next route. So if you're interested in rock climbing, you are actually in luck. The University of Idaho has two climbing walls. And you can see there that they have equipment rentals and they offer also clinics. Check out their website because what they encompass on their flyers is not all encompassing. And remember, this was not a totally covered subject. There's many more forms, many more different techniques, much more equipment you can use. So if you need any more information, I strongly recommend you go online. The Rock Climbing School website is a great resource. And above all, if you're going to try this, which I strongly encourage, please be safe, but have fun. Thank you.